What's up everybody and welcome to a new video. I just filmed half of this and I hated how it was coming out, so I've decided to redo it again. What I thought I'd do this time is we're going to talk about my Nissan Silvia what year is it? We're going to talk about my Nissan Silvia Spec S 1999 that has now been retrofitted with SR20 DET from an S14, and we're going to go over some of the problems that it's had. I'm not going to name drop garages or anything like that. I'm not going to talk about the story of how long, because you can all see that through my YouTube channel on the Nissan Silvia playlist if you'd like to see that. I don't want this video to be an hour long either, so I want to get this done and wrapped up relatively fast, but to be completely transparent. Got the car. I was the third UK owner of it. I'm the first to properly drift it, I think. First to take it to drift days a lot throughout its life. The car was built in Japan by a lady. I don't know nothing about her, but I found a profile. I got sent a profile, I won't lie, from some Japan car social media thing. I guess it's a bit like Car Throttle, but for Japanese people. I had her genuinely like somewhat build on there. She said how to put the SR Turbo in there and the paint job and stuff and all that malarkey. So let's talk what mods it's got on it right now, because that's where we're at with the car. Should we walk around it while we do this, or shall I just try and remember off the top of my head? I'll try and remember off the top of my head. We're going to go from front to back. So it's got an HPI intercooler and piping kit. It also has, right, oh my god, there's so many mods on this car. It has got Nismo 750cc injectors. It has got an Audi 1.8 turbo coil pack conversion. It's had a fully rebuilt wiring loom. It's got a Link G4 plus ECU. It has got Tomei cams, Tomei valve springs, and Tomei titanium retainers. It also has a Circuit Sports downpipe with a APW manifold. All of this has been brand new. Finn, what are you eating? And then we got from the engine, what else we got in the engine? It's got some oil cooler, it's got 350Z Brembo brakes custom fit to put on. You have to custom do them on these. They don't direct fit on, so please bear that in mind if you're thinking about buying them, because the 350Z calipers are fantastic, but they do cost a little bit extra to put on if you aren't able to do it yourself. I've got a relocation bracket for the rear ones. The front's bolted on pretty fine, I think. I run 370. Sorry, Mum just wanted to take Finn out for a walk. It saves me the hassle because I tried to walk him earlier and it took me 45 minutes to do a 20-minute walk. There's lots of noise coming from over there. Everything alright? Alright, okay. So where are we at? Talking about the 350Z brakes, I think. So, on the front, I run the 350Z Stop Tech brake discs. Amazing. On the rear, I have to run 370Z Stop Tech discs, and they are hench. They are so big on the back compared to the front, and I think that's probably why the hydro is so lively now, because the brakes just lock up super, super nice. We then go into the interior, and it's got a Vertex steering wheel. I think it's the 1995, I think they call it. It's like pink, well it was at one point pink and white. It's quite dirty now, unfortunately. We've got the hydro handbrake in there with the master cylinder. All nice, neat braided lines on that too. We've then going back into the seats. We've got a Recaro pole position driver's seat and a Bride something passenger seat with 621 harnesses in there. I still love those. I'm sad that we don't sell those anymore, but they are a wicked bit of kit. Then we go back, we've got the Take You Bar harness bar, super easy to fit, but once again another wicked bit of kit. It's just so I can get the harnesses at the right angle until I can afford a roll cage to be put in here. We'll get more to that later. We've got Driftworks CS2 coilovers on here with a bunch of rear Cusco, I believe they are, adjustable rear arms. On the front we're on stock lock still, we've got nothing up here. What else have we got on there? There might be other stuff underneath the engine mount, I can't really remember. That's the important stuff I think discussed. We've got, I don't know what exhaust it is, I don't know, it's an unknown brand to me, I don't know what it is, never even looked, to be completely honest, but the car should be around 350 to 380 horsepower, we think, with the current setup on it, running the current boost, so it's a lively car when it isn't misfiring. Now, it has like a occasional misfire still, if you would have seen in the YouTube videos I've been doing. It's been a very frustrating part of the car ownership, but we've narrowed it down and it has to be the lifters now. That's the only thing we haven't changed in the head of the engine. Unfortunately, the bottom end has got some detonation on it, like you can see some damage that's been done. I will eventually get that all built up again. I just can't afford it at the moment. I think the main thing I need is a roll cage, because unless I give up drifting, I have to have one, basically, for the classes I want to be in. So that's frustrating, but it's part and parcel of UK drifting at the moment, I believe. So I'll try and get down to, I'm thinking Huxley for a cage, because he does beautiful work. So I need to DM him. I don't want to waste his time at the minute, but when I've got some cash together again, I'll DM him about getting that done. I'm doing this without any notes or anything. It's cold and whatever. But basically, we then can go to that's one of the issues, by the way. The misfire has been the big issue. I changed the coilovers over because they were from D-Max to CS2 Driftworks, purely because I couldn't adjust them, and I hated how the car sat. It looked awful, and I was like, well, do you know what, they're not my coilovers, so let's just get some new ones. Car's body kit, let's talk about that. It's a genuine Uras kit with, I think, like 20mm front fenders on. Then we have the custom Uras kit bumper down there. You can see it's got the offset bit in the middle. It looks amazing, but I have munched it drifting this year. Bit of a shame, but I have got a fiberglass kit at home to try fix that. So I now want to talk about the future plans with the car. I've kind of gently touched on them, but the next step you'll see with this thing is to get this friggin' misfire done. I'm sick of it. It ruins my whole attitude towards the car. So we're going to get the lifters done again by Mr. Dan Joyce. Absolute legend. I need to give him a call and see when and about so I can do it, because I know he's building about 15 other cars for people at the moment, but he's the only guy I really want to do it, because at the same time I'm going to get him to tub my front arches. Now, I know I could probably give this a go, because I've obviously been doing the welding and I can do quite neat welds now, and strong welds, which is obviously the most important thing. But at the same time, I am absolutely terrified to cut up my car that now owes me more than my M3. Now, I won't say any more than that, but my M3 is a limited edition E92 M3 I picked up with 33,000 miles on it, so you can kind of imagine what sort of figure we're at with this. I haven't got that much to show, which means a lot of that money's gone on labour, and the car's still really not working. So you can imagine I'm not best pleased, but it is what it is. The future plans, we'll go back to future plans. After we've had the tubs and the lifters done, it's then to save up for a proper BDC spec roll cage. I think the way I'm going, I think I'm so heavily invested in the car, I have to just appreciate I'm going to keep it forever. Even if I don't want to, I'm going to be keeping this car forever, because it's probably worth, what, 10 grand, 12 grand max, with all the mods and stuff on it, to a buyer. If it wasn't misfiring, then it owes me nearly triple that. So I think I need to just go more balls deep on it, and then enjoy it again for another year, try and get as much seat time as I can over the next year or two, and then maybe enter a drift cup if I can get a spot on it, or just enter a competition and see. But I've got more plans outlaid from outside of the cars you see, so that will come in time. But that is the future plans for it. Roll cage, get rid of the misfire and the arch tubbing, so I can then run my work Kawamis on the front as well, because they're ET12 on the front. I have two sets of wheels for this, the D11Rs and the work Kawamis. They're 18 by 9.5. I think the rear's ET35, and all of the other ones are ET35 as well, something like that, or they're ET38. I don't know, they're something like that. Whatever's available, that's what they are. I bought them second hand on the rear, and they come on the car on the front. So that's that. Obviously, any other issues I've had with the car, yeah, so we had so other than the misfire that I've moaned about religiously for the last forever, the coilovers were an issue. Obviously, I had one that was definitely on its way out. I wasn't happy with the movement the piston had, so I had the prop shaft was leaking heavily, so I got a different one of those in, and that now works wicked. The gearbox has been leaking previously, but it doesn't anymore. But I do feel like the gearbox is going to be one of the next things to go, so I do need to source another 5-speed. I just want to keep 5-speed. They're fine, they're cheap, they're wicked fun to chuck around. I don't want to, I've driven Morgans with a Skyline box retrofitted, and it was absolutely awful, so I don't want that. And I even tell Morgan I think it's awful. That's not me being nasty, I tell him I hate his gearbox. Should we talk about more positive stuff now? I've just been moaning about it. So let's talk about what I love about the car. I love how it looks, man. I think it looks so sick, especially when the bumper isn't all mashed to pieces. I do like the colour, but I would eventually think I'll change that, maybe, if I can find the bottle to change it. I know what I'd change it to, but I just think it'd look pretty smart all tidied up in a different colour, because then that really is the only thing I haven't changed other than the intercooler, is the colour of the car. So we'll maybe get around to that at some point, I'm not sure, but we'll see. But I'll be honest, completely my favourite thing is how happy it makes me when I drive it, and the reactions it get from other people. I've taken out some of my closest friends, I've taken out other YouTubers in the car, and every single one of them comes back giggling. And I think that's like the main thing, when you have a car that you're able to put massive smile on people's faces and scare them a little bit at the same time, and then you can go out on your own in it and just have the best day ever, and just have pure enjoyment with a vehicle. It's just one of the most purest forms of being alive, I feel, especially when I get to go to drift days and make new friends. And I've made some probably my best friends through this, especially like Lewis and Jake Noakes. Them two are like two of my closest pals now, and they've all really come about through drifting, and this car has kept my love of drifting alive. I think if I'd have kept the E36, I'd have just ended up being like a, like a smasher boy, where you just go to bang the rear end off a wall instead of learn the art precisely. Is there anything I dislike about that car? Obviously I dislike how unreliable it's been. I dislike how much money it's lost me through mechanics bills, but that's only because I haven't got the skills myself, or if I do have the skill, I haven't got the bottle to try it myself, which is disappointing, just within myself more than anything. But overall, I don't really have anything I dislike about the car, except the misfire. The misfire is the only thing I hate about this thing, is the misfire. I'm just reverting back to my Patreons for the last few questions in this video because my brain's gone absolutely dead. Gary Reeves, I've covered most of his parts. You just want to know what parts are on it. So I am just sat here editing this video, and I've realised I forgot to mention what turbo I put on the car. The most important bits. I've got a Garrett 2867 R Gen 2. That's the turbo the car has, and I'm trying to think. I also obviously have that spoon gear knob on the interior. Forgot to mention that too. For anybody that doesn't know, I was a massive Honda kid, so having a Honda part in my Nissan and it being my favourite ever aftermarket part that was made for the Hondas is pretty rad. Anyway, back to the vid. He has asked what the car came like when I got it. So the car come on the front work wheels, same on the rear, with the body kit and the bride seat. Everything else was basically SR20 DET from an S14. No real big mods to speak about. It was a bit misfire, it wasn't that fast, but it was a cool car. I liked it, I loved it. In fact, you know, you'll see it in my videos, I loved it. Spat flames, it was pretty sick, it had the exhaust on it, so yeah. That's how it came. We spoke about what I'm going to do to it, so don't need to cover that again. George Hampel, I believe that's how you pronounce your second name, dude. I'm really sorry if I've spelled it wrong. The colour, I can't remember if I've mentioned the colour in this, but the colour is a Lamborghini anniversary Lamborghini Diablo 30th anniversary purple, and that colour has been mixed with more of a grey, I think, so it's like a custom jobby, which makes it a pain in the arse to get that bumper resprayed, but we'll see if we can do our best. And what's it like compared to the M3? You can't really compare them. I know they're both rear-wheel drive cars, but this is like some janky old Japanese thing. M3 is like this beautifully engineered German sports car, so it's hard to compare the two. If I had to pick a favourite, I don't think I could. I don't know if I could separate. The enjoyment I get out of both cars is insane, and I don't think I can separate the two. Arsenal's just gone 3-2 down. Sorry if I now get really aggy for the next few minutes. Why do I support Arsenal? I support anyone in the world. I support Man United, like the rest of Essex. I mean, that wouldn't go down too well at the moment, but... So Dave Hopkins is my final patron that's asked me a question within the small bracket. I gave them time to do this because I just wanted to get this done before the evening closes in tonight. What else could I have bought for the money that I've spent on it, including the price of the car? I could have bought another M3, another limited edition one. I could have bought probably a new Mustang. I could have bought... almost bought like a high mileage Audi R8, so... If you want an Audi R8, kids, save up really hard and you might be able to afford a Silvia. So yeah. But I think overall I just have to say, like, catching up to where we are with the car, like, I've done a lot to it in the short amount of time that I've owned it. I've taken it a lot of places. I think I've improved vastly with my driving with it. Made me a lot of friends, and overall I still get loads of enjoyment out of the car. So I think even though it's cost a lot of money and it's almost bankrupt me, it's been worth it because I'm not planning on selling the car. It's not one of these quick flip YouTube builds. It is a long-termer. Like, the car should be around for a long time unless I completely write it off at some point, which obviously I hope not to do. But even then, I'll try and tidy it up as best I can and keep using it because it's my Silvia. I love it. I really do. I have to quickly announce the winner of the sticker pack from the last video. So if you could hit me up in my Instagram DMs, I can get a sticker pack out to you in the colour of your choice. Thank you so much for entering, guys. Once again, leave comments down below, hit the like button and make sure you are subscribed to be entered in to the free sticker pack giveaway in each video now. I feel like I have covered almost everything about the car off the top of my head. I didn't write anything down, which was kind of silly of me really, because this car's had so much of a build done. If you're only just new here and this is the first time you've seen me talking about it, I'm going to leave the playlist in the top comment, so after you've checked out the rambling of me, you can check out the rest of the playlist of this car from the day I first picked it up and sold my Integra for it and to right now. So if you are interested and I have missed something, let me know down below and I'll answer it in the comments. But I just want to say thank you for watching, guys. I'm sorry I'm a bit quiet, but it's so cold, man, and my ankle's killing me still. I just really wanted to bust out another video for you guys. leading up to Christmas. I'm trying my absolute best. Like I said, I'm gonna smash so many Yorkshire puddings on Christmas Day. I need to make sure I feel like I've earned them, and I feel like watching Arsenal lose or doing this, I way prefer to do this. So that's my Nissan Silvia. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and also leave a comment, and then that means you're entered for the sticker pack. And who doesn't like free stuff? I do, I like free stuff. So yeah, thank you guys, I'll see you again soon, and thank you once again for giving me some of your precious minutes of today. Peace.